morning news starts now with a breaking news alert.
That breaking news is out of Spartanburg County this morning. Emergency dispatchers confirm that firefighters are at a home on Grand Canyon Road. They were called out for a fire just before 4 o'clock this morning. Firefighters say that no one was hurt and the homeowners got out of the house safely. We actually have a live picture for you. Our crew just got on scene. You can still see pretty active, but as if the flames seem as if they're out. We'll be working on getting more information for you from that crew, and we'll be sure to pass that along on air as soon as we find out more. Good morning to you. It's Monday, December 4th. I'm Ted Feet.
And I'm Lauren Elise. Here, traffic reporter Chris Scott, meteorologist Nicole Pape. Glad you're with us this morning. Hopefully your weekend was wonderful. If you were out kind of late last night, you saw the supermoon. Take a look at that. That's kind of cool. Plane passing over. It was a bit bigger and brighter than normal.
Big moon, long night, kind of.
You guys are some smart folks.
We tried.
The sky was clear, so everyone got a really good view of that across the southeast, which was beautiful, and that sets us up for a pretty nice day today as well. We're really looking at a nice above average afternoon. There's going to be some patchy fog to start, a little chilly morning. 43 degrees here in the upstate, about 34 in western North Carolina. Chris, I know you're watching the roads. Anything out there this morning?
Yeah, if you work near the Donaldson Center, be aware of an accident there at Augusta Road and Whitehorse Road that has occurred about 4:30 or so, so it's about 30 minutes old. It looks pretty quiet here on 85 at the airport as well, Ted.
Chris, thanks. 5:02 this morning. The Clemson Tigers are headed to the college playoffs as the #1 team in the nation.
What a weekend. The playoff committee released their rankings Sunday. Clemson coming in at #1, followed by Oklahoma, Georgia, and Alabama. Ohio State was ranked #5, just missing out. It was all smiles, as you can imagine, for the Tigers late Saturday in Charlotte. They celebrated their 3rd straight ACC championship title.
Now, Clemson went into Saturday's ACC championship game as the favorite over Miami, who was making its first appearance in the championship game since they joined the conference in 2004. Clemson did not disappoint, scoring in the opening drive, and they would not let up, scoring 38 unanswered points.
Just having the guys around me and the coaches believe in me, it's just been really great to see. Just trying to do my job, just like Coach Debo said, just be the best version of Killer B that I can be.
It's just fun to be a part of it. I mean, it really is, and this team to win the 3rd ACC title in a row, and the credit goes to these players, our staff, the good Lord for just blessing us.
The Gamecocks, too, got to give them some love. They're playing on New Year's Day. They're headed to the Outback Bowl for the 5th time, taking on Michigan at Raymond James Stadium down in Tampa. They've won 4 of their last 5 bowl appearances. Coach Muschamp says this is a sign of his team's progress.
And we've shown tremendous progress. We're an up-and-coming team. 70% of our roster is freshmen and sophomores, so it's an exciting time.
Good opportunity to make some plans for a Florida trip down in December for Gamecocks fans. Stick with Fox Carolina, too, for in-depth coverage of the Gamecocks and the Tigers postseason games. We will have the latest throughout December on their preparation. We'll have it on air, plus continuing coverage for you on Facebook and our website, foxcarolina.com.
Covering our counties at 5:05 this morning in Spartanburg County, where we're going to get more information from Highway Patrol about a deadly crash on I-85. The crash happened Sunday night around 6 o'clock.
Greenville County deputies are looking for 2 suspects in a drive-by shooting. Deputies got called out to Monaghan Avenue early Saturday morning for reports of a shooting. They tell us the suspects pulled up in 2 cars and opened fire. A man and a woman were shot and taken to the hospital. At last check, deputies say one of those victims still in critical condition.
Well, Fox Carolina wants to help make sure everyone has a warm coat heading into the winter.
So all this week, we're holding a Christmas coat drive. Fox Carolina's Alexa Rodriguez is live from one of the drop-off spots, our studios, right here on Pelham Road in Greenville. Alexa, cold enough for you to need a jacket this morning?
I have 2 jackets on, and we know that not everyone is as fortunate to have the means that we do, so that's why we want to lend a helping hand. We are already all set up. You can see right here the big tent, our boxes over there, and just like this car is doing, you're going to drive right here. We will get the coats out for you, and then you can do a nice little loop turnaround and get back onto Pelham Road. These are a look at the drop-off locations, so of course our studio here on Pelham Road, Springwell Church in Taylors. Again, we are collecting right now starting at 5 a.m. up until 6 p.m. tonight, and we'll be doing so for the entire week. You guys always do an awesome job whenever we have drives like this, so we are asking for one more time to lend a helping hand to those who are in need this winter. Lauren, Ted.
Yeah, and gotta love all those locations so folks can simply maybe drop off on their way to or from work. So many locations to pick from, all at foxcarolina.com if you want to see that list. Alexa, thank you so much.
We want to get to weather this morning. Definitely want to know where you'll need a coat. Nicole, we've been kind of doing this thing where we warm up pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Is that what's happening today?
It is, yes. We start on the cold side, which is very average for this time of year, and then it warms up beautifully by the afternoon. It's about 50 degrees downtown in Greenville right now, but that's the warmest on the map. We've got areas like Lawrence and Greenwood in the upper 30s.
Nothing too big. We have a deer accident reported over in Oconee County on Coffee Road. If you're familiar with that area, I don't have it showing up on the map yet, but Coffee Road is an area you want to be watching for this morning. A deer crash has happened there.
Glad to hear it, Chris. Thanks so much. It's 5:10. Some tragic news from North Carolina. The search for a 3-year-old girl is over after her body was found in a creek. Who investigators believe is responsible coming up.
We had to break this morning, showing a live look over USC upstate. 41 degrees to start your Monday. We'll be right back. You're watching The Morning News on Fox Carolina.
You're watching The Morning News with Lauren Elise, Ted Payton, meteorologist Nicole Pepe, and traffic reporter Chris Scott.
Welcome back to The Morning News on Fox Carolina. 44 degrees out there in Tigertown this morning. We'll be talking about their big implosion they had. Remember, on Sunday, the Clemson house came down. Kind of sad, but we'll talk about it a little bit later. It went off pretty well. We're also going to talk weather, too, in a few moments with Nicole.
We have a tragic update on a missing 3-year-old girl in North Carolina. Authorities say they found her body in a creek over the weekend, and this morning her mother's boyfriend is in jail. The Onslow County Sheriff's Office and FBI say that they found Mariah Woods Saturday in Shelter Creek 3 miles from her home. Earl Camry was arrested Friday and charged with concealing Woods' death, obstruction of justice, but deputies believe that Camry disposed of Mariah's body and say that he knew the toddler died of unnatural causes.
Sentencing hearing begins today for former North Charleston police officer Michael Slager. Slager could face life in prison for using excessive force when he shot and killed Walter Scott back in 2015, but pleaded guilty in May to 1 federal charge. In exchange, prosecutors dropped the murder charge after a jury couldn't agree on a verdict during last year's state trial.
5:14 this morning, the Detroit Lions' old stadium is still standing after a failed demolition.
It was scheduled for implosion over the weekend, but things did not go as planned. Take a look. The demolition company says they had explosives on steel beams around the PONTIAC Silverdome. You see them go off, and then that's kind of it. The structure is not moving.
Hey, we know these demolition crews, they do a lot of planning, a lot of measuring for all this. Seems as if the stadium's just it's not going down easy.
It's this nerve-wracking thing, though, that they have to go back in now and rework it, because I wonder if anything is unstable, at least even minorly.
Yeah,
I see what you're
saying. Yeah, because you saw like a steel beam. Yeah,
there were some explosions. They just didn't take it down.
And I would wonder if like the implosion company covers that cost, because it's like,
have to, right?
You know what I mean? We didn't exactly.
They're being paid to, make this happen.
Right.
So I'm sure that's what's going to be on the top dogs. This morning we've got a clear sky, but a little bit of fog outside. Nothing too major yet, but we will be watching for some fog to develop. Clemson, your one spot we were keeping a close eye on right now looks okay with 10-mile visibility, but just be aware we're watching northeast Georgia, some areas out near the lakes that could eventually see some fog set up.
Be quiet. We're still watching an accident clearing over on Augusta Road right up near the White Horse Road area in Donaldson Center if you work in that direction. But everybody else, you're good to go right now. We're not seeing anything that's in the way too bad. Fox Carolina Traffic sponsored by Kevin Whitaker Chevrolet.
Chris, thanks. News you need to know at 5:19. Lawmakers in Washington are working on clearing up differences between the House's version of a tax bill and the Senate. Senate Republicans passed a sweeping tax overhaul early Saturday morning. They're hoping to get a joint bill on the president's desk by Christmas.
A Simpsonville man accused of killing a man that he says attacked him is expected in court this morning. John Hughes is charged with murder following the death of John Farrell back in January of 2015. 4 other people are charged in the case.
The Panthers are second in the NFC South after losing to New Orleans Sunday. The two were tied in the division heading into the matchup. Carolina plays the Vikings at home on Sunday.
Well, Chipotle fans rejoice. The restaurant is tweaking its unpopular queso recipe. The chain is rolling out the new version at its New York City test kitchen. Daylight saving time. That could be over in South Carolina. How state lawmakers wanted to do away with the time change next year. We'll have that coming up in 3 minutes.
I don't care if they keep it, but if they keep it, can we just change it, put the S on, daylight savings time, which is all we really want to say anyway?
It just rolls off the tongue.
It's so uncomfortable saying it the other way. A live look this morning, traffic on 85. No problems early on a Monday. Happy you're with us for part of your morning. We'll be right back.
Every night I have a strangest dream.
Welcome back to the morning news on Fox Carolina. Glad you're with us. This is a live look right outside of our studios. We're having a coat drive all week long.
In fact, he's sponsoring a bill to end daylight saving altogether in our state.
Representative Alan Clemens says that the bill proposes asking voters in next year's ballot if they want to stay in standard time year-round and keep things the way they are.
Didn't it originally start to help farmers get them an extra hour daily? And I would think, I mean, things are obviously a lot, advanced these days, but we still have a lot of farmers, especially in the Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina area.
Yeah, you'd have to wonder, hear from different people. I know people in your regular office jobs are saying, gosh, I can't stand that. I go home and it's dark outside.
Parents of young children.
Right, like the schedules just get so thrown off. But really looking good. Not seeing too much fog there at this point, just a little haziness from our camera view. But in general, it should be a pretty good start to the day.
Still just watching the one accident over at Augusta Road and Whitehorse Road near Donaldson Center. That one should actually be clearing up here very, very soon. Greenville travel time's looking really good, though.
Chris, thanks. 5:26 this morning. The president's former national security advisor, Michael Flynn, is admitting to lying to the FBI. Flynn's guilty plea coming up in about 6 minutes.
A live look this morning, USC upstate, 40 degrees to start our Monday. Happy Monday to you. I hope your weekend was great. And
welcome back to the morning news on Fox Carolina. Glad you're with us at 5:54 this morning. A live look over I-85. Things looking smooth so far. The parade over the weekend. The Anderson Christmas Parade was held on Sunday. Thousands of people lined up along Main Street in downtown Anderson to watch the many floats and marching bands. And our very own Ben Dornbach served as the Grand Marshal for the parade. Showed off their Christmas spirit with the parade as well. Their annual Poinsettia Parade was held on Saturday. Hundreds gathered along Main Street in downtown.
Probably felt the chill a little more than all those walking in it, but it was a gorgeous night, and I love being able to kick off this season that way.
Yeah, it shaped up to be a really good, gorgeous night, gorgeous weekend. Are we keeping that trend into Monday?
For today, we are.
Traffic alerts for a couple of new accidents, and they are one in Spartanburg County on Millertown Road, right around Dutch Creek Road.
Chris, thanks. 5:56. Good morning, Alexa.
Good morning, Ted. This week we are hosting a coat drive to make sure everyone stays warm this winter. I'll tell you where you can donate after the break.
Alexa, thanks. We had to break this morning. A live look over at USC Upstate.